Welcome to another exciting episode of Haunt Talk. Yes, we're back. We are going to try to go to some places this year. Realizing that, things are a little different. There's a lot of little health precautions and things like that. But we're going to try to do some haunts, as many as we possibly can. We took a little vacation, since a lot of haunts aren't opening until like October or late September. So we decided we wanted to check out Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg in Tennessee, because we heard they had a lot of really cool stuff. And Gatlinburg has a couple of cool haunted houses. And if you haven't seen it already, we do have a review up for Ripley's Haunted Adventure. We already did that one. And today we're going to be talking about Mysterious Mansion, which is very mysterious.
Spoiler if you haven't seen the other review, this one, if you can only go to one, this is definitely the one you want to go to.
Yes.
Between this and Ripley's. It's in a really... This one is not like on the main strip of Gatlinburg, but it's very close though, but you can't see up the main strip.
Yeah, you kind of have to go to like the next street over and back behind most of this stuff.
It's kind of just like weird too. It's kind of like sandwiched in between like a hotel and like, what was on the other side?
Yeah, there's like a couple hotels and then this place. So you'd probably be like...
Probably a brewery or something.
Yeah, probably.
But...
Pancake house.
Yeah, and the front of it's pretty cool too. There's like a little bridge that goes with the river that leads up to it, and it has like a real old school creepy vibe, which I should have a picture of that, of the front of the place. Couldn't film inside at all, but yeah, this place is really cool, and it was kind of unique too, because it doesn't necessarily flow like all haunted houses. Like there's sometimes you kind of have to figure out how to leave the room. Not really like an escape room where you're trying to find a puzzle, but there's a lot of rooms you go into and you're just like, there's not an obvious way to leave, which I found interesting. So I guess we'll just go right into sets and props. Once you get in there, you're basically told to go kind of wait in this little waiting room, which was kind of, it was kind of tense, I will say. Like you kind of just stand in there, it's just some eerie music playing, and there's pictures on the walls that just completely have the eyes cut out. It just was very obvious that people can see you through there.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny because we were standing in there, and we were in there for a while, and we're looking around, and we're like, where's the entrance? And we kept looking around, and
we couldn't find it. We never did find it.
Like, how do we get in here? And we found out what it was because the person that came on
he told us how to get
magic voice. He told us what to do. We're not going to spoil it, so you know how to do it. But you're in this room, and you're like, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, there's only one door, and it's the one you came in from.
Yeah,
you know it's not going to be that way.
Yeah, so it was kind of like weird and creepy, and but it was a really cool thing that they did.
And it was cool too when you walk in the place. There's like this. I don't know what. I guess that would be like the foyer. I don't know. It has like the little...
Yeah, like a foyer.
And you can kind of look up and you see a spiral staircase and another balcony. I mean, it goes all the way up. Yeah. And the cool thing is you actually get to go to those places in the haunted house, which I thought was cool. So you actually return to that like room multiple times, but higher up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool. And the other thing is like those pictures I was saying that have the holes in the eyes, you actually, while walking through the haunted house, you can actually, you do eventually go by the pictures and you can look and see if there's anyone standing there, which was cool. I'm trying to think of some different scenes they had. They had like a laser swamp there, right? I believe they had like a little laser swamp, yep. They had like this one like kind of catacomb area. It was a really dark area where the lights would like turn on and off. And that one is really hard to find though. That room is the one I think we got stuck in the longest.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't find the door.
Yeah. It was a good haunt. Like for being just a little year-round one, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun because the whole element of not knowing how you're getting out of a room is like...
Right, it was cool. And there was a lot of things like that where like you'd kind of be misled and like you'd just like, where do I go, you know? I believe there's one that was kind of like it was like a little like library area. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And something else too that's about the haunted is it's pretty consistent. It's almost all of it's themed to like different parts of a house.
Yes.
Like it doesn't really like I don't think it ever did any like crazy things like, oh, now you're in an alien scene or now you're in a fun house. I don't think it did that.
No, it was
basically
pretty
all
consistent with
different
a
rooms
haunted
of a house.
Yeah, like a haunted mansion.
Which I like that. This place has been around for a while and it's classic, and I know they did quite a few renovations from what I understand to like up it some, the detail and stuff. But we thought Sets and Props were really good, so we gave it an 8. Definitely above average.
So our next category, as always, is actors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I'm assuming during the more busier season and when it's not, cootie time, they probably have more people in there. When we were there were 2 actors.
Yeah.
But they did a really good job.
They did a really good job, and I will say, even though there were only 2 actors, there wasn't much dead space.
No.
Like, if you watch the Ripley review, it was just walking through the whole thing and no one really interacting with us except for the beginning. But this one, it was constantly because of the way the place is designed. Like, honestly, I think this place could be ran very, very efficiently with just 4 people. Yeah. So only double what they had, and they only had 2, With 2, there could have been a little bit more interaction. It could have been a little bit better with having 1 on each side. But again, I understand the place is small, and they work with what they got.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2 actors that were there, I think both did a really good job at startling us and maneuvering the way through the house and appearing places where I didn't know they were going to be. They did jump scare me a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I don't know the room that I was talking about, the lights turn on or off. I'm not sure if he controlled the lights or if they were just on a thing or not. I'm not sure if he did or not. But,
yeah, I don't know.
But they also are good at making sure that they leave you stuck there for long enough. But then the longer you're in there, then eventually they will actually kind of try and scare you in the direction you need to go.
Yeah. We got into cool. A little maze area, and he kept pushing us towards a certain way and hollering where we were supposed to, and then he eventually actually came out the door we were supposed to go in. Which
is cool because it was just creepy because they just they appear and they disappear and then and they come out the door you're supposed to go in. You're like, oh, that was a door. So that was pretty cool. So we'd like to see more actors, yes, but we understand. So we gave them an 8. The 2 that were there, though, were really phenomenal.
Yes, they were great.
All right, and that'll bring us into scare factor. I would say the house is not overly gory, but there was quite a few jump scares, like we were saying.
Yeah.
If you have a fear of the dark and kind of getting lost, I think it'll probably be more scary for you. They obviously don't touch you there, which no place is really doing touch at the moment. But I would say it's decently scary, but I would say it's also not too scary to the point where you probably could bring an older child here. I wouldn't bring anyone younger, under the age of 8, but 10 or whatever. I think that, as long as you're not completely freaked out, this wouldn't be too, well, obviously, just don't be a dumb parent. Yeah. I think this would be fine to bring them to because there isn't real crazy scenes. Again, it's just classic haunted house thing with some just good old-fashioned jump scares.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, scare factor, we gave them a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, because it was pretty scary. They got me a couple times, yeah. And that brings us to value. Now, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes once you're actually in the house. Yeah. It took us about the 10 to 11 minute range, but also there's a couple rooms where we just kind of found the way out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And I think for some people, because I've seen other things where people are saying it takes them 20 minutes. For other YouTubers and stuff I've seen, and then they've probably just gotten lost more. Maybe there's more actors that time and they kind of held them longer. So the value is decent. $16 is what it costs. Now that's actually with tax. It's really weird. They make it so it's $16 even, but I think the exact price of the ticket's $14.58 if I remember right.
Yeah, it was a weird
after
number.
Tax.
Yeah, it was a weird number. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So the 16 actually includes the tax. You don't see that very much. It's strange. Value-wise, we gave them a 7 though. Very decent value. Because it'll be a little better if they could make it a little bit longer, but it's still pretty good value. Mm-hmm. And everything in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, besides samples of alcohol, everything besides that is really expensive. The Wonderworks that we went to in Pigeon Forge was $40 a person. I'd much rather do this than that. It was okay, but everything there is expensive. So I guess in consideration, this isn't really that bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, this was on average what.
Well, like typical haunted house pricing, I would say. Yeah.
So overall score, we gave them an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I definitely recommend going there. If you like haunted houses at all, this is definitely a place you should check out. And especially considering, I think that this was probably a little less good than it usually is, and it was still really good.
Yeah.
With only the 2 people. So, definitely check this place out. And also, as long as you're comfortable with going to a haunted house, whatever, during these times, businesses like this, especially like them, like need your money. Like Gatlinburg is very busy, but we didn't see many people there. I think there's one other group. There's one other group ahead of us when we got there, and I don't think there's anyone behind us. So you definitely give these people, your money. They're more of like a local type place, and the last thing you'd want to see is for them to not be there anymore. Just like a lot of these places. So yeah.
Support your local haunter.
Exactly. But yeah, and if you've been there before, let us know what your experience was like. How long did it take you to get through? Did it confuse you? Any other places around our area? Like I said, generally Ohio and Pennsylvania is where we usually go. Let us know any place you want us to go to. And also, as she was saying at the beginning of the video, we're not going to be able to do as many haunted house reviews, but we have been doing some vlogs on actual haunted places. We have about 4 of those up right now, and they're all in a playlist called Haunted Adventures. So you can check that out, and there is going to be at least 1 or 2 more episodes during this season of Haunted Adventures as well. And we have at least 1 or 2 other things planned for Haunt Talk. Like we might be eating a whole bunch of like weird Halloween candies. One of them I'm a little bit nervous about. But yeah, make sure you watch for that video as well, and of course other haunt reviews. Thank you guys very much for watching.
Bye.